welcome to Apuntes de Español. In today's lesson, we are going to study the complemento directo e indirecto. The direct object is a complement to the sentence that indicates the person or thing that directly receives the action of the verb. That is, it answers the questions what or whom. To make the sentence shorter and to make the language more fluid, we are going to use the direct object pronouns. The verb is lee, and un libro will be the direct object. If I want to keep talking about Maria and she reading the book, I will be able to start using the direct object pronoun. For un libro will be lo, and then I can say lo lee en casa. Lo lee por la mañana. Please notice how I am not using the word el libro again. When we are working with direct object pronouns, there are two rules that we need to pay attention to. Number one makes reference to the placement of the pronoun. If we only have one verb in the sentence, as in the example, leo el libro por la mañana, being leo the verb and el libro the direct object, there is only one way to do it, which is placing the pronoun before the verb. The pronoun lo to replace libro, so that will be lo leo por la mañana. The second rule is when in the sentence we have two verbs. In this example right here, I have two verbs. One, quiero, and the second one is comprar. When this happens, there are two ways of doing this. One, placing the pronoun, which will be lo, before the first verb, as in lo quiero comprar, and the second way will be placing the lo after the second verb and attach to it. Quiero comprar, and then lo all together. I have here for you some exercises to practice, so stop the video if you want to do them, and then check the answers. The indirect object indicates the receiver or beneficiary of the action. It's the person who benefits from or is affected by the action of the verb. To identify the indirect object, you can use the question for whom or to whom. For instance, in the example, esta mañana compré. Compré will be el verb. Esta mañana compré el libro para mi amiga. We talk about how el libro is going to be the direct object because it's responding to the question what. In this sentence, we have more objects. Para mi amiga, in this sentence, we have more objects. Para mi amiga is going to be the beneficiary of the action of the verb. The verb, remember, is comprar. So, to whom or for whom will be the question that para mi amiga is answering. In this case, the sentence will go, esta mañana le compré el libro. I am using le because the pronoun to replace a ella is going to be le. Here you have the pronouns me, te, le, nos, os, les. The same rules that we learn in the direct object of placement apply to the indirect object. In the sentence, mi madre quiere comprar un regalo para mí, we can observe how we have two verbs, one quiere and two comprar. Therefore, two possible answers. One, before the first verb, once we replace the indirect object, which is para mí, that would be me. So, mi madre me quiere comprar un regalo, or mi madre quiere comprarme un regalo, attached to the second verb. And last thing that we want to study is el uso del se in tercera persona. When both pronouns belong to the third person, the indirect object pronoun needs to change from le to se, as in the example, María se lo dijo. So if we do it as we were doing it before, we will find that le, it is the indirect object to her or to him, but this le and lo can go together. The le and lo can go together because it will not favor the fluidity of the language. Therefore, it's necessary to replace that le for se. María se lo dijo, much more fluid than María le lo dijo. To finish this practice, I am going to propose you some exercises here. I'm going to do the first two with you, and then you can stop the video and complete them all. In the first one, Rosario dijo los secretos a nosotros. I'm going to first single the verb. What is the verbo? The verbo is dijo. The verb is dijo. She said the secrets to us. In this case, I have two objects right here, being one, los secretos, and the second one, a nosotros. Muy bien. Entonces, los secretos respond to the question what. What did she say? What did she say? She said the secrets. What? To whom? To whom is a nosotros. So in this example, we know that los secretos can be replaced with los, and a nosotros can be replaced with nos. Now, when I have to rewrite the sentence, I will go with Rosario. And since I only have one verb, I only have one way of doing it, which is placing the objects before the verb. The verb, I'm going to write it down here, and now I'm going to follow the ID rule. First, the indirect object, nos, and second, the direct object, los secretos. Rosario nos los dijo. Remember, ID rule. I first, indirect object first, direct object after. Estoy explicando la lección a ti. In the sentence, estoy explicando la lección a ti, I am finding two verbs before the first verb to attach to the second verb. And that's what I'm going to do. But before, I need to single the direct object, la lección. What? What I'm teaching? La lección. La. To whom I'm teaching la lección? To you. A ti. That is te. Okay? So now, indirect object first, te, direct object after, la, and then estoy explicando. And second, estoy explicando will be the verb, and now we have to attach the indirect object and the direct object. The indirect object is te, and the direct object is la lección. When this happens, we need to add an accent. Muy bien. Stop the video if you want to finish the practice and check the answers on your own. If you have enjoyed this lesson, please subscribe to the channel because that helps us a lot to grow and keep doing videos.